By the way, for a second, can we talk about Eminem and kind of like the place he's at right now in 2020 as a rapper in the rap game? Because Eminem is like an interesting case, man. Like he's been around for such a long time, right? And he's had like his, I guess, like ups and downs in the genre. What do you think?
Absolutely, man. Like 2 decades in at this point, or more than 2 decades. It's he's had a long career. A lot of stuff has happened during it. And with where he's at now in 2020, I'm interested to see how you feel about this. But I feel like he's just having fun at this point.
Absolutely, yeah, yep. I mean, see, the thing is, Eminem, I think you can really hear the passion because he just feels like it feels like he's kind of like at peace in a weird way. Like he's not taking, like, not in a negative way, but just like he's not taking the craft as seriously, right? Because he's having so much fun. Like it's not this, I want to prove myself.
Yeah, that's exactly that's the vibe I got when listening to his, particularly the side B of Music to Be Murdered By that just dropped. There's something about that where he just sounds more like calm on that album. There's not as much of the sort of aggression there, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I think it's really nice at this point in his career to just hear Eminem having fun and just kind of not to say that the music is purposeless, but just to hear him just making songs, because why not?
Yep, exactly. Because at the end of the day, too, man, like I think people forget this, but I mean, bro, the guy's put in work for like how long? Like at some point, you want to like kind of like kick your feet up and be like, hey, I'm just going to do this because I want to do it, right? And it doesn't really matter what I think about the music or what you think. It's like, he's just having fun. Like you can't really hate on that, right? And I think a lot of us, like even me, man, like I don't know, I feel like I kind of take Eminem way too seriously nowadays.
That's exactly.
Like I'm always expecting him to perform, but it's like, should he always be able to, like he can't be on his A game 24/7.
Exactly,
right?
man.
And right, that's like an interesting conversation. Nobody talks about that.
For sure. Well, I actually just I just put out a video on the side B, and that's sort of one of the things I discussed there is like, when I first listened to the original Music to Be Murdered By, when that dropped, I definitely had that perspective of sort of taking it too serious in a sense and expecting like another classic or something that's really well crafted and I don't know, has a really strong focus. But I don't feel like that's the right perspective for me to approach it. When I just sit back and listen to that project and have fun and laugh along at the lines that are sort of like, they have that kind of corny wordplay, you know, the kind of like dad jokes that Eminem does.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, kind of like a, I don't know, like a white dad at like a barbecue or whatever, just cracking jokes, having fun.
Yeah, exactly. When you just sit back and like laugh along to it, I think it is a fun listen. And I think at this point, when Eminem drops something again in the future, I'm not going to expect another classic or an incredible 10 out of 10 album. I'm just going to listen to this person that, you know, I've listened to for so many years of my life, just having fun and making the music he wants to make.
Exactly. And see, the thing is too, man, like Eminem has been like for his entire career, like a constant inspiration, like a constant source of inspiration, motivation, passion. And it's like at some point, man, like, you know, some things kind of like run their course and you can't really be like, it's impossible to be on top for 20 years.
Perfectly put, man. Perfectly put. I feel like in a strange way, he's sort of at, I wouldn't say in terms of the music he's making, he's at like the peak of his career, but I feel like as an artist, he's sort of reached another sort of high point, at least within himself.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because
he like oh yeah, keep going. My bad.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like it really feels like you said before, he's at peace with what he's doing, and if he's enjoying making the music, like that's, I don't think that's something that we should be mad at.
Exactly. And see, the thing is, we can talk, you know, we can criticize the music, we can talk about it, you know, and see, the thing is, like, you don't have to like everything he drops like any other artist, right? But I think just like recognizing the fact that this is a guy who's been going 90 miles per hour his entire career.
Yes.
Like some people who are listening to this, they weren't even born when M came in the game.
Yeah, that's true actually. And
Think about that. Like Eminem has literally been in the industry for that long, been doing it for that long.
I think what you said there is definitely important. The fact that while we're having this discussion, like we've been talking about, you know, like taking it less seriously and just kind of that helping us enjoy it more. Like you said, we're not necessarily saying you have to enjoy the music or you have to like it, but it's more just about recognizing this is where he's at in his career, and you know, he's purposefully making his music in this way.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
you don't have to like it. Obviously, if you think the album is horrible, that's perfectly fine. But I think it should be acknowledged what Eminem is trying to do at this point in his career.
Exactly. See, the thing is, he's kind of like not even trying, not in a negative way, but just like, man, I'm making music now. Take it or leave it.
In the way where he sort of feels like he's already proven himself, so he's just gonna flow and rhyme over these beats and do some of the fast rapping stuff that people hate, but he clearly has fun doing it. So I think it's just enjoyable to hear him in this space.
Absolutely, man. And I actually liked, this deluxe side B more than the original. Crazy to say, obviously like the original is, it's a better collection of records, right? But I think the reason why I enjoyed side B so much is because I didn't take it seriously.
So you sort of had that different perspective going into side B.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah,
and see, the thing is, it's like I can look at Eminem in a really positive light now. Like I'd say in 2019, I kind of was like, damn, like what happened to Eminem? Is he washed up? Like, is he finished? But like in 2020, I think probably after Music to Be Murdered by dropped, I don't know, like a mindset shift towards him as an artist, and I kind of like, I guess like compassion, man, because hey, he doesn't need my compassion, okay?
Right.
He's probably like a billionaire. I don't know at this point. But I'm just saying, it's like we gotta recognize the fact that he's an artist who's been going strong for such a long time. It's like at some point, like it's impossible to go 90 miles per hour, like 24. It doesn't work like that, and I recognize that. Do you recognize that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the crazy thing as well. Like, we've never, obviously, for people who don't know, me and you talk a lot outside of the podcast. We're close friends, and we've never had this sort of conversation about Eminem before in 2020. And just like sitting here talking about it right now, we have sort of the exact same stance on it, and it's almost like we came to the exact same conclusion. Somehow, I don't know, Music to Be Murdered by did something that just made us realize that Eminem is at just a different point in his career now.
He is.
He did something with the music on there that just made us realize that, man.
Exactly, 1,000%, man. And I think he has a lot of left in him, but not necessarily really only a rap. Just like other things, man. He's probably pulling some kind of like other moves and behind the scenes. And it's like, when hip hop fans think about Eminem, a lot of people are like negative towards him. They don't think about this fact, man. Like they only kind of like, oh, Eminem is whack. Eminem is this. He's whack. And even I've criticized Eminem. You've criticized Eminem. We've all done it, right? Because it's like, this is like literally the biggest rapper, in the universe. So it's like we're all gonna have something to say about it. But let's recognize the fact that he's worked so damn hard his entire career to the point where now it's like, hey, he's just doing him.
That's exactly it. I feel like one way to put it is that Eminem is